Hello and welcome to today's video. It's that time of the year again, and it's time for my pen of the year video. It's December 2023 and I've reviewed a bucket load of pens this year, and I wanted to do my little awards that I give out for the pen of the year and a range of little categories within that. And I thought I'd start with some of the categories today. Before we look at the pens, let's talk a little bit about the criteria first. The first big one is that they're pens that had to be reviewed or covered in a review-like video by me in 2023. There's a couple of pen reviews I've got coming up at the start of 2024 that are pens I got in 2023, but because they weren't covered this year on my channel, they are going to go into next year's potential awards. Likewise, there are a couple of pens I reviewed this year that I've had for many years and have covered many times, and sort of like the Diplomat Excellence A2 for instance, but I decided not to incorporate that into this year's awards. Another big criteria for me was that these pens had to kind of more or less be available now. So no vintage pens, nothing like that. There are a couple of custom pens in the mix, but they are still makers who are making pens, and you can contact them and say, I saw Mick's video about this particular pen, and they can talk to you about how to get one yourself. In fact, I encourage you to do that. These custom pen makers are great, so check them out. Another thing I really want to state, which is really important, is that this is my list. So everyone has their own top lists. Everyone has their pen of the year. Everyone has their own criteria for that. For me, it was about how the pen writes and the feel I get from it and how I enjoy it and if I used it a lot, all of that kind of thing. There are more expensive pens on the market. There are cheaper pens on the market. There are pens you will enjoy more. There are reasons why you will enjoy those pens more. This is my list and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about my pens. The first category I want to cover today is budget pens. And now I've split this into two categories, the under $10 price range and the under $100 pen range. And those are Australian prices. And in the under 10 price range, I've chosen this. This is the Jinhao 82. Now, I should say a lot of these pens didn't come out in 2023 and this one didn't, but it's a wonderful pen at the price. You can get this for the 5 to 6, roughly $7 Australian mark. And yes, it is very much a inspired copy of a Sailor fountain pen, but at the price point with the converter, the nice form and function, all of that, this is a really great buy. And also at the price point, if you damage it, if you lose it, you're not going to be worried as you would with a $400 Sailor pen. So the Jinhao 82 gets my under $10 budget price range award. Now in the under $100 price range, I've chosen this. This is the Scrivener EDC. Now I reviewed a couple of these in different colors. I had the green one as well. This is a really great sort of like almost pocket pen. It's small, it's compact, it's very functional, it writes well. As I said, it's quite affordable at well under 100 Australian dollars, available in places like Amazon and things like that. It's just a really, really great pen, and an interesting little form and function as well, with some nice sort of Art Deco detailing. So the Scrivener EDC as the under $100 budget pen range. The next category is one I call the cool factor. Now I've split this one into two as well. The first one I want to mention is the pens from That Pen Bloke. We've got this beautiful segmented Australian tea tree pen here, which I'll show a photo of. I don't own this pen. I reviewed it, but it was on loan. This is a wonderful pen, beautifully made, great materials, just really lovely and super, super cool and eye-catching. The second pen in this category is this. This is the Tom Studio Pocket Fountain Pen. This is another really great pen, and with great lines and a great simple design and some elegant features. I just think this pen is really cool. And so I love it. Tom Studio Pocket Fountain Pen as my Cool Factor Award winner for 2023. Now we're going to look at another one of these custom pens. And the award that this one goes to is material, but it could have gone into any number of the awards. It is this pen. This is a Redwood Burl pen from Pens by Casey, an beautiful Australian pen maker who does absolutely stunning work. Now, what I love about what Casey there does is the combination of different materials. So you've got this beautiful wooden pen with this amazing finish on it and these beautiful acrylic or resin details, which are just absolutely beautiful, and the craftsmanship is second to none. It is a beautiful, beautiful pen with one of the nicest wooden materials. And if you check out Casey's Instagram, just the quality of the woods and the beautiful way he uses them, absolutely stunning. So Pens by Casey, Redwood Burl here, pen as my material award for 2023. The next category is form and function. And this is another one where I couldn't split the difference. The two pens I'm talking about today are so different from each other. One is the Wancha World Tree Sakai model, and the other is the Platypus Model 1. Platypus Pens is an Australian, Melbourne-based pen maker who makes 3D printed fountain pens, and this is the Model 1. It is a beautiful pen in the hand. It's got a lovely size. It's so comfortable. It's a cartridge converter pen with a lovely simple nib on it. It writes like a dream. Michael Liu over there is a really great pen tuner and nib tuner, as well as being the pen maker and designer who does all the coding and everything himself. They're 3D printed using PLA plastic. You can check out his website also for the details on how you can order these. But it's just a great form and function. In fact, last year, his Quokka pen, the little pocket pen, won the Form and Function Award for me. I just think he really gets what he's doing, and the pens just speak for themselves. So the Platypus Pens Model 1 there, and the other pen is the Wancha World Tree Sakai model here. This is the sandalwood version. This is one of those pens that is just beautiful in the hand. It's perfectly balanced, it's perfectly sized. It's a lovely material. It writes like a dream. Wancha just use basic steel nibs in these pens, but they are just glorious. So Wancha doing amazing things, and those two pens there, the Platypus Model 1 and the Wancha World Tree Sakai pen being my form and function pens for 2023. Now, I should say here, I will be linking to my reviews of all of these pens down below. On each of the pen reviews, you can check out the websites and everything of all the makers and all of that. So check out those so you can actually, like, if these are pens that interest you, you can get your hands on them as well. The next category is what I'm calling the surprise category, and this is for a pen, or in this case, a brand that surprised me in 2023. And that brand is Eureka. Eureka is a South Korean fountain pen brand that make small runs of really interesting pens. We've got the Symmetry here using a peak material, and we've got the Asymmetry Dodecagon Diamond in Japanese Ebonite. These are beautiful pens. Once again, they write like a dream. The form and function of them is amazing. And for me, they kind of came out of nowhere. These are super affordable and beautifully made pens. Eureka fountain pens, check them out. They are really worth looking at. The next category is my not a fountain pen category. And this pen is not a fountain pen. This is the Mark Smith by Solbuilt. This is a bolt action pen that can take a ballpoint refill or a Sharpie permanent marker refill. Love the build quality of this. I love the size of it. I love the function of that bolt action. It's super crisp and clean, just beautifully well designed, well thought out. And also with that Sharpie function available, you just unscrew it and you put it in a Sharpie retractable refill and you're good to go. This is a really wonderful pen, and I think it's an amazing concept. So yeah, the Mark Smith by Solbuilt getting the not a fountain pen category for this year. Now for one I wish I didn't have to give, and it's the Wooden Spoon Award. And this year that goes to this. This is a pen by Lamberto. It is the 3092 model, and this is a retractable fountain pen that retracts, and it writes okay. It's a bit scratchy, it's a bit fine, it's a bit dry, but it writes okay. But it wins the Wooden Spoon Award because it still needs to be capped. Like, there's no way of sealing that without putting a cap on it. So why is it retractable? Why not just make it a pen with the nib out? This pen frustrated me, as did a couple of the other pens like this that I reviewed at one point. The Lamberto 3092 Wooden Spoon Award for 2023 for just being redundant. Okay, so now we are heading towards the pen of the year, but there's one little category I want to cover first, and that is the Marie Kondo Award for the pen that sparks joy for me. And this year that went to this. This is the Just Turnings Force Awakens. Well, we call it the Force Awakens because that's the name of the material. Just Turnings is a custom pen maker in Australia, makes beautiful fountain pens. I've reviewed a number of them now, including the hilarious Abracadabra, which I hope you will watch that review. I'll link to that one down below as well. It's worth looking at. But this pen is a simple cartridge converter pen with a steel nib, but it's made with such beautiful material and with such amazing quality craftsmanship. And just a pen I absolutely love and sparks a lot of joy for me. So the Just Turnings Force Awakens gets my Marie Kondo Award for 2023. Okay, so now we are at the pen of the year. Now, I've reviewed a lot of great pens this year, and it's really hard to come up with this award. So I had to do it by the pen that I reviewed this year that I've reached for the most since I reviewed it. And I want to show a couple of highly commendeds in this category. The first is this. I've not yet done a full review of this pen. I've done a first impressions video. The review is coming next year. This is the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande 2.0 in the blue Hawaii. This is just a stunning pen. It writes like a dream. It's beautiful material. It's a fantastic size in the hand. Lovely, lovely pen from a lovely pen company, or a pen company that makes great pens, I should say. I really wanted to show this year. Haven't done a full review of it yet, so that's coming. I wanted to give the pen a chance to really settle and to test out a couple of things. But yes, amazing pen. The next one is one I reviewed really, really recently, and it's a pen that blew me away and continues to blow me away. It is this. This is the Benu Euphoria in the caviar finish. This pen is amazing. Writes like a dream, beautiful design, super understated for Benu, gotta say, but fairly traditional shape and lines, much more traditional than some of their other shapes, and beautiful material. I love this pen. I'm really now sort of going to have to try and get my hands on a few more Benu pens because this one is stunning. It writes like a dream. If you watch the review, you just see it. It's just such a beautiful pen. So Benu Euphoria in the caviar finish here with a really highly commended for my 2023 pen of the year. But we are here today to see what my pen of the year for 2023 is. And so without any further ado, it is this. The Pilot Custom 845 Urushi. This won't be any surprise to many of you. I only reviewed it relatively recently, but I've had it in my hands for a few months. This is a pen I wanted for a long time. This is a pen that I tried a number of different nib sizes in, and it was just outside of my price range, but then a very kind viewer had one for sale and gave me a very good price on it, and I was able to get my hands on this pen. This pen has a beautiful 18 karat gold fine nib. It writes like a dream. It's super comfortable in the hand. It's about the same size as the 823, which a lot of you know I absolutely love. But aesthetically, this is very much my style. The flat ends just is me down to a T. So I'm going to do a writing sample with it in just a minute. But a couple of reasons I really love this pen. Firstly, a couple of those basics. As I said, it's a cartridge converter pen, super easy to clean, super easy to change inks, all of that kind of thing. Also, as I said, I love flat end pens. Flat top, flat end, it just is very much my aesthetic, the style of pen that I really enjoy. And then things like the size of the pen. It's great in the hand. It doesn't need to be posted. It's very comfortable and light. It's an ebonite material covered in an Urushi lacquer, so it's super light and super comfortable in the hand. And the balance is absolutely perfect. You barely feel it in your hand when you're writing. And because it's got a good size nib, it's very comfortable on the page, as you'll see in the writing. And then there is that nib. It's just absolutely beautiful. It writes like a dream. It's smooth. It's got a tiny bit of Japanese feedback on it. It's quite a fine, but it's reliable, it's consistent, and it never, ever fails me. So that is why, when it comes down to it, why this pen for me is my pen of the year for 2023. A big thing for me with these pens is the personal aspect of it. I wanted this pen for a long time. I'd had an 823 for a few years, and while I love that pen, the design of the 845, as I said, sort of speaks to me a little bit more. I wanted this particular finish, black with the gold trim. I wanted a fine nib, but it's not an inexpensive pen. It costs a few $100s more than I would be comfortable spending for most pens. And then when, as I said, a viewer was able to sell me one at a very good price, I knew it was the time to get one. And gosh, I'm so glad I did. It's just a beautiful, classy looking pen, super elegant and refined. And more than that, as a person who writes with pens, I don't just collect pens, I write with pens. These are my everyday writing tools. It writes so beautifully. And for me, that is the most important thing with any pen, how the actual pen writes. So let's have a quick look at that now. So I have my standard Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper here. I'm going to have to change paper soon, I think. I'm running, this pad's almost done, and I've got lots of reviews coming. But let's do this writing sample here with my 2023 pen of the year, the Pilot Custom 845 Urushi. So this has a fine 18 karat gold nib on it, and it is a beautiful nib. It's the number 15 size from Pilot, but the 823, for instance, has the 14 karat gold nib, whereas this one has the 18 karat gold. The ink in this today is Pelican Tanzanite. This is one of my favorite almost blue-black inks. I think it's a beautiful ink and a beautiful match to the classic sort of qualities of this pen. Let's do just a little bit of writing. So you can see it writes smooth. There's a bit of that sort of typical Japanese feedback on it. It's super fine. It writes just effortlessly and consistently and reliably, as you would expect from Pilot. They are probably the biggest pen brand in the world, and they know what they are doing. And with this pen, they have created an absolute dream of a writer. While I don't always take this pen out of the house, this is a pen that I use a lot with my everyday writing here at home. It's a beautiful writer and just an absolutely stunning design, just like up close and personal. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful and elegant and simple, but yeah, just absolutely lovely. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I covered a lot of pens and a lot of awards. As I said, I'll link to all the reviews below. Those reviews will have more information about how you can get your hands on a lot of these pens. I have loved the pens I've reviewed this year. I've been very lucky to review some phenomenal writing instruments, and I'm so grateful for the support of you, my viewers, and the companies that support the channel. As I said, I've loved so many pens. You've seen a great range of them today, but this pen, the Custom 845 Urushi from Pilot, is just such a great pen, and for me, it's right up there with close to being the perfect pen, and I can't see myself ever letting go of it, or you know, it's going to be inked most of the time. I have that feeling. It's just, for me, it's the perfect everyday writer. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all of that kind of stuff. Please get in touch if you've got questions or comments. You can leave them on this video, or you can contact me via the platforms listed below. If you've got a way you would like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would really love to hear from you. It's your support that keeps the channel going. In the meantime, I hope you had a great 2023. I hope you have an amazing 2024. Please stay safe. Please be happy and enjoy this holiday season, whatever it means to you. And I will see you again in 2024.